This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what? On the X. We keeping a foot on the what? On the X. Like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. This pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. I know He Knows the Sport been off the map for just a few days, but we see people already missing the damn videos. So hear me. Wow. He Knows the Sport about to flood the street. We doing a barrage of videos today. First one up. The Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. Let me say it again. The Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. What is wrong with Terence Crawford? I told you guys, boxers, trainers, promoters, all of them alike can be classic dolts and troglodytes. Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brains. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. The truth of the fact of the matter is this. You're talking about Terence Crawford and his assessment of how the Errol the True Spence versus Terence Crawford fight is going to happen. Here's the problem with him. This Negro, I told you, he's missing a few screws up in his head. Let me say it again. This Negro, like I told you, is missing a few screws up in his head. Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth telling fashion. The truth of the fact of the matter is this. Terence Crawford gave you an indication. He indirectly told you how the fight was going to happen. He just told you in a reverse way. Let me say it again. Terence Crawford told you the assessment of how the fight was going to happen, but he told you in a reverse way. He talked about Errol the True Spence. If he tries to fight me on the inside, I will destroy him. Here's what's fundamentally wrong with it, and this is why we're going to knock him down to his the Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence level. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this shit. There's gears. Let me say it again. We're going to knock him down to his Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence level. There's levels to this shit, bro. He got to get knocked down. Terence Crawford was originally a bow-legged man. Let me say that again. Y'all didn't class that. That was so deep and profound. Hear me and hear me. Well, that one needs to marinate the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Terence Crawford was originally a bow-legged man. You know who made him straight-legged? Gamboa. You're curious, Gamboa. When he made him do the fucking stanky leg, dog. So how are you going to sit here and say that you will destroy a Errol Spence when at a lower weight class, we've already seen you turn from a bow-legged individual to a straight-legged individual? Now let's fast forward. The Julius Indongo fight. Did you guys watch that fight? Julius Indongo, on the inside, hit Terence Crawford with 3 body shots and made him go. So how is a guy who gets hit with that many amount of body shots can handle the mighty blow of the Manonia of Errol the True Spence? Do you not understand what the Manonia is all about? Let me explain the Manonia. The Manonia makes frost giants bend the proverbial fucking knee. Let me say it again. The Manonia makes frost giants bend the proverbial fucking knee. We're not talking about Hulk versus. This is not World War Hulk. This is not the Incredible Hulk. That's not what Terence Crawford is. Terence Crawford is a fucking frost giant. Let me say it again. This is not World War Hulk. This is not Hulk Smash. This is not World War Hulk or Incredible Hulk. This is a fucking frost giant. Errol the True Spence via tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. It's a fucking Manonia, man. It basically makes frost giants crumble. Who are the frost giants? The welterweights of the fucking division. That's why Errol the True Spence is the big fish. He carries a Manonia around him. Again, what is the Manonia? Tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work. It's a levying onslaught of a punishment style. Basically, it's a conglomerate. It's basically what we would call a comprehensive package. Ooh, y'all didn't catch that. It's like a stimulus package that's breaking your ass down in the fucking ring. So when Terence Crawford tells you that he's going to destroy Errol the True Spence on the inside, he has not given us anything that gives us any indication that on the inside, he is a fighter that punishes people. Terence Crawford is a boxer. Terence Crawford is a guy that likes to go through 2 different styles when he fights. Orthodox and southpaw. This is how he fights you. So originally, when Terence Crawford was given the assessment of the fight, and how he would fight Errol the True Spence and basically saying some bullshit about he has multi-dimensions, yeah, that makes more sense. That's Terence Bud Crawford we know. But now, when you talk about fighting on the fucking inside, that is what we call a flawed DNA fighter style of Terence Bud Crawford. This is what he's showcasing to you guys. He's showcasing to you guys that he's going to showcase his familiarity, which breeds complacency. Let me say it again. His familiarity, which breeds complacency. Meaning, hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Here's the problem with that. When you hit Errol the True Spence thinking he's going to hit you back, he's going to fucking park, punish, and stop your ass. Let me say it again. He's going to park, punish, and stop your ass. Because every blow that Errol the True Spence throws is a fucking mighty manonier. It comes with mean intentions and is meant to make you submit and bend the proverbial fucking knee. Just ask Sean Porter. He was in the phone booth with Sean Porter for 12 fucking rounds. And he made Sean Porter bend the proverbial fucking knee. How many people have you guys seen Errol the True Spence bend the fucking proverbial knee? He did this to Kell Brook. He did this to Samuel Vargas. Do I need to get going on? He did this to Chris Van Heater. He did this to Lamont Peterson. He did this to Carlos Ocampo. He did this to Mikey Garcia when he gave him the barrage of the boxing style. When Terence Bud Crawford tells you that Errol the True Spence better box me the way that he did against Mikey Garcia, he's basically trying to tell Errol the True Spence, please fight me that way. Because that's the way that it's going to make the fight last longer. Y'all not getting it, dog. Terence Bud Crawford thinks he's slick. He thinks he's actually smart. He thinks he's actually clever. See that shit that he did with Mikey Garcia when he told Mikey Garcia, you better survive? That shit works for Mikey Garcia because Mikey Garcia is a Rudy Poo and a plum brain. That shit that he told Amir Khan when he fought Amir Khan, that shit is going to work for Amir Khan because Amir Khan's already brain dead. Danny Garcia did the job. Canelo Alvarez did the job. So when Terence Bud Crawford fought him, he was fighting a guy that was already 5 years past his prime at that time. What evidence do you have on Terence Bud Crawford that tells me that he has a mighty blow of Manonia on the inside? You see what I'm talking about? This is why I say this Negro's missing a few screws. It was evident when he re-signed with Top Rank. Terence Bud Crawford is a fighter that is jealous of Errol the True Spence. He is a fighter that always has something slide to the mouth to say. He is a fighter that's what we call a pure fucking beta. Because if Terence Bud Crawford was being honest with himself and he was giving you an assessment of the fight, he would tell you this is a very dangerous fight. And I don't know if I'm going to come out being the same fighter at the end of that fight. That is what Terence Bud Crawford needs to tell you. Stop lying to the fucking public. Stop talking too sideways out of your ass. Because Terence Bud Crawford has told you the truth about Errol the True Spence before. When he told you that Errol the True Spence is a good dude. We've talked on the side. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid guy. He's a true competitor. He's an elite opponent. And that fight right there will be a fight of the ages. So how you go from that and keeping that energy to now you going and talking too sideways out of your mouth and saying what you're saying right now? Terence Bud Crawford is a fighter that has no charm. He has no charisma. He has no ability to elude the crowd. So he's hot and bothered like grits about the fact that Errol the True Spence has a humble charisma and a charm that appeals to people. And you know why Errol the True Spence is where he's at in the positions he's at, Terence Bud Crawford? Because he's not fighting green fucking doodoo or green machine variation type of fighters. He's actually doing heavyweight lifting. He's not coming out of the bed, not brushing his teeth, i.e. doing no heavyweight lifting and fighting real opponents at the welterweight division. He unified the division when he outbrawled the brawler Sean Porter. Terence Bud Crawford has lied to the public. He told you guys he was a boogeyman. Where is the evidence of that? Jeff Horn? Amir Khan? Jose Benavidez? Green doodoo. No. Green machine that took a year off prior to him fighting Terence Bud Crawford, but dropped him in what? Not one, not two, but 3 fucking rounds. The same Bomac that told you that Terence Bud Crawford was going to stop him in 3 rounds. This is the same Terence Bud Crawford that Andre Ward had to convince him and tell him, oh, you got dropped in 3 fucking rounds. Mean Machine used the same strategy Now, I want this one to dominate in these guys, in your mind. I want this to marinate in the corpus callosum. I need this to marinate in the cerebellum. I need this to impact itself and stay into that fucking brain of yours. Mean Machine used Errol the Truth Spence style. And he was able to drop Terence Crawford in 3 rounds. Do you know why he lacked the stamina? It wasn't because he lacked the stamina because he doesn't have stamina. He was off for a fucking year. What you guys don't get? Terence Crawford's been exposed. So now, when he fights Errol the Truth Spence, like Errol the Truth Spence said, didn't the Russian drop his ass in 3 rounds? He was talking about Kavaliauskas. That's who Green Doodoo or Green Machine is. What do you think Errol the Truth Spence is going to do? Errol the Truth Spence has kept the same energy every time he talks about this dude. When he met him in his face, he made him, basically he bitch made him by saying, you too light on your ass, I will straight up stop you. Not 1, not 2, but 3 times. He looked at the man dead in his face and told him that. He told him he was too light in the caboose, a la hence the name Bud fucking Light. Then he told Roy Jones Jr., I will wash your boy. He was talking about Terence Crawford. Then he got on a PBC interview and he said, I will park, punish, stop, and wash Terence Crawford. And then most recently, Errol the Truth Spence said that he will wash Terence Crawford because he got dropped by the Russian within 3 rounds. So imagine, this fight right here is what we call the law of attrition. It's not going to be a boxing fight because you have to understand about fighters. Once a fighter, especially at the age of a Terence Crawford, they get set in their fucking ways. Terence Crawford is tailor-made to be parked, punished, and stopped by Errol the Truth Spence. Let me say it again. Terence Crawford, the barking chihuahua, barking behind the damn fence, is tailor-made to be parked, punished, and stopped by Errol the Truth Spence. And let me explain why. Because Terence Crawford has a flawed DNA fighter style. I'm giving you guys what's called the true boxing eye test. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. We've seen Terence Crawford do this. This is why Gamboa made him straight leg. He used that same bullshit and he got exposed there. This is why Kavaliauskas was able to drop his ass in 3 rounds. This is why Jose Benavidez, the one-legged gimp variation, was touching his ass up for 12 fucking rounds. Because he has this flawed DNA fighter style that's tailor-made for Errol the Truth Spence to pick apart. Errol the Truth Spence is so technically and fundamentally sound, you can't do that fuck shit on him because he's going to punish your ass. This fight is such an easy fight to call. I don't even understand why fight fans can't even see this shit. Terence Crawford is the most overrated boxer in boxing. He fights B- to C+ level fighters. This is what his truest and his most prosperous levels is. He's not a boogeyman. He's a booger man. Let me say it again. He's not a boogeyman. He's a booger man. Meaning, he talks 2 sideways out of his ass, and he talks like he has snots and boogers in his damn nose. That's what Terence Crawford is. A guy who's hot and bothered like grits, a guy who's jealous, a guy who's insecure and miserable as you know what in his life, and a guy that doesn't understand that when he fights Errol Spence, it's going to be a parking, a punishing, and a stopping affair. Let me say it again. It's going to be a parking, a punishing, and a stopping affair. This is the law of attrition. It's about who can outlast who and who can levy the most punishment. When you look at Errol the Truth Spence fight, he gets stronger as the fight goes on. When you look at Terence Crawford fight, he gets more reckless as the fight goes on. Y'all didn't catch that. That was so deep and profound. I need to rewind that back because that needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? And hear me? Wow. Errol the Truth Spence, as he keeps fighting, he gets stronger as the fight goes on. As Terence Crawford keeps fighting, he gets more reckless as the fight goes on. Do the math, y'all. This is why I said Hagler versus Hearns 2.0. I keeps the foot on the what? On the decks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the decks. This is He Knows the Sport. Check it out.